getting there.
So here we are, about to start what is known as the Virginia Triple Crown Loop, which is basically just three of the more prominent vistas along the Appalachian Trail in Virginia. And this trail section hits all of them in a pretty quick amount of time. I think they're only within about, 12 miles or so of one another. But in order to connect all the dots when you've only got one car, you have to kind of make a loop out of it. And it ends up being about 35 miles. So today we are starting around noon, and we need to do something like 12 miles today, which will include none of those three prominent features and will instead just be the connective tissue to make tomorrow as good as possible. So that's the plan. We're just gonna try and get through this windy day, grit our teeth, get to camp, and set ourselves up for success tomorrow. So hopefully later in this video, we have a very happy Riley and Randy thanking today's versions of us for putting in the hard work.
You're about to get a glimpse of the wind that Randy and I are slightly concerned about tonight. So here, we're shielded from it. And just up there, you can see those trees whipping around.
It's starting to become clear that if we put dates on the calendar to come out on a trip, Mother Nature is sure to also mark those dates on the calendar with some kind of wacky weather. We thought we were coming out here for the perfect 3-day stretch of like prime chocolate milk season weather. Like 50s during the day, low mid 30s at night. And that's what we have. It's just accompanied by gale force 30-40 mile an hour gusts of wind. Can't win always. I don't even really know what gale force means. What does that mean? 60? 70?
Randy did a little Googling, and gale force winds are 39 to 54 miles per hour. So we are officially in gale force territory. The trail's already trying to tempt us, trying to bring us down. Look at that. Came across this campsite, perfect stack of plentiful cut wood, could last us through the night, just tempting us just to settle down, relax, give up, quit. But we can't do that. We gotta get to the Triple Crown.
All it took was maybe 20 paces off the top of that ridge and the wind is gone. All of a sudden I can feel my fingers again. It's gonna be okay. That was a very nice trail up on that ridge. It was pretty, like you could see a lot of views, and the trees were not super thick up top because of how narrow the ridge was. So like a very nice East Coast ridge walk, but the wind was just fatiguing and exhausting. So now all of a sudden I feel really great.
We finally descended from the North Mountain Trail. And let me tell you, the difference is night and day. Up there, that wind was tolerable, but made things uncomfortable. But down here, just hanging out in a t-shirt, enjoying ourselves some snacks, relaxing.
You're hanging out in a t-shirt.
Much, much better. We've got our camp set up. One thing we didn't realize is how much of a beating the wind really put on us. You're up there moving and pushing through it, ignoring it, but now that we've gotten to camp, Randy and I both agree we've got a good chill in us. So we're gonna bundle up and warm up in our tents for a bit, and then we'll get out and have a fire and some dinner. Randy and I lucked out. This fire's everything we could have hoped for. Our sacrifice in dolly sods a few weeks ago was worth it, now that we get to have this. When we first sat down by the fire, we were still cold. We had a good chill from our day of hiking, and we weren't sure we were going to recover. But now this thing, it's got us heated up and feeling good.
Good morning. We slept in a little bit longer than we anticipated. Sounds like Riley was a little chilly last night. Poor guy. But now it's morning, and we got to climb a mountain or two.
Well, I decided to burn a little pine just for fun to make some smoke and stuff, but create ourselves a little, well, we did have a little torch. Finally burned out, but all that pine sap burns nice, and it smells very good. Those mountaintops beyond Randy are where we will be ascending very shortly here. Just crossed over a very nice creek and walked through a nice flat camping area. It's something we were actually eyeing up on the map yesterday, thinking it looked like ideal camping, but we decided to stop a mile or so sooner because we found a nice site, and we're glad we did because we read a sign saying no camping for the next 3 miles through here. And then once you complete those 3 miles, there's still no camping unless you're at an AT shelter, and the next one's in like 7 miles. So we're happy we made the right call with where we camped last night.
We've shed our puffies and been born again like butterflies from a cocoon as we go up Tinker Cliffs, which is probably, I think it's the biggest vertical gain or loss on the entire loop. And so of course we decided to go the direction where you go up that. But it's only about 2,000 feet. It's just, I think it's only in about 3 or 4 miles. So it's relatively steep. We'll see. We'll see how we do.
Stairs on a trail are never a good idea. You just end up doing lunges all the way up. I'd rather just walk up a nice slope. Randy and I have been slipping and stumbling through these leaves, wondering what's going on. We realized it's just a bunch of snow and ice. It's been buried.
That's tricky.
So let's hope we don't slip, or we'll be joining the other snow down there.
Made it up to the Appalachian Trail junction, which we will now be coasting along for the rest of the day. So it should be nice and well maintained. Although I gotta hand it to the rest of these trails so far. These have all been really nicely maintained trails. It's been a treat. So only a little bit more of a climb to go. I think we got half a mile to the Tinker Cliffs. So we're nearly done with this climb. We stopped in this little alcove of rocks for a quick snack and a break from the wind. It's cold up here. It's weird. It feels like a very wet kind of cold because no matter what we do, it seems like we can't shake the chill. It's only, I don't know, mid-30s, I think, right now. And even with just a very subtle amount of breeze, it's just like, you can't get warm. So we got to keep pushing, and I'm sure we'll survive. It's just a mild inconvenience, is all.
The weather's beginning to cooperate with us a little bit. Still cold and windy, but we at least have just enough sun to warm us up enough so that we can really enjoy Tinker Cliffs. And I will say, they are very cool and worth a visit.
The weather is taking a turn for the better. Finally got the chill shaken out of our bones, and the sun's out. So on that front, everything is improving. For now, we are gathering water, probably the last water we may see until the car. So we're cameling up with every vessel we have available to us. Because we don't expect there to be water at the campsite tonight. And we'll need enough water for that, plus tomorrow. So, stay tuned.
We're almost to the top of McAfee Knob. And I gotta say, that extra 8 pounds of water didn't make things any easier. After doing the Arizona Trail, I never thought I'd carry 8 gallons of water again, let alone in Virginia, on the East Coast, where water's plentiful. But this Triple Crown hike, water's not so plentiful.
It tastes a little plastic, but okay. I like them. Yeah,
All right, well there you have it. We hit the coveted McAfee Knob. We got the picture. We contributed to the most photographed spot on the Appalachian Trail. Our experience was a little bit spoiled by our company, which is why we weren't up there narrating.
We had to quickly make an exit out of there because we couldn't spend any more time with those people.
But so it goes as you hit these really popular spots. So onward to the shelter. We've now hit 2 of the 3 objectives, with just 1 to go. Earlier in the video, I was talking about how hopefully later on we'd be thanking ourselves for putting in some work on day 1, and we are thanking ourselves yesterday, but it turns out that today's version of ourselves are the real villains, because we did not cover the ground we needed to cover. But at the same time, we would have probably had to do something like 22 miles or so to get to somewhere legal to camp. So, I don't know. Who knows? Who's to say? On the bright side, we may not have moved as fast as we could have today, but it was kind of just because we were enjoying ourselves and also trying to not freeze to death. So, not the worst reasons to be going slow. Not at all, in fact. So, fingers crossed that as we approach this shelter here late in the day, that we do not come across a van full of children and people blasting music or anything ridiculous like that, because I don't think there's anywhere else we can go. Alright, we made it to camp, which is great news, and even better news, we got here to find that no one else was here. So, I was able to grab one of probably just 2 decent flat tent sites. Riley grabbed the second one, but then 2 other fellas closely behind us came here, and we became the 2 people that we hoped to not find. We became that for them. So Riley, like a true just gentleman, sacrificed his tent site so that they could fit their 2-person tent down. And so Riley will be sleeping in the shelter proper. But that's kind of a good thing between you and me, because now he's not going to take an hour and a half to get prepared in the morning, and we'll just have to roll out of bed and put his sleeping bag away. So that's a big win. We're off to a decent start. These morning miles are so enjoyable. The sun's coming up, the lighting is so nice, it's crispy in the air, it's really good. We're also just gaining a lot of respect for the Appalachian Trail, because it really is kind of a roller coaster. And the folks that do this whole through hike, I mean, we did the Arizona Trail, but you know, here just the constant elevation change coupled with, you know, a lot of rain and a lot of humidity, you gotta hand it to those folks that finish this thing, because it's no joke. It's definitely not, it's not easy.
Today is the day we finally got the weather we came here for. The sun is shining, the skies are bright, the birds are out and chirping, the cows are out feeding, great fields, mountain views. It's everything we hoped for. We just had to wait till the last few hours of our trip to get it.
All right, so here's the full hike that we've done, the entire loop, and we are this close to the car, which is the green dot. And we're right here, and we have this trail right in front of us to just connect the dot to the car.
A half mile.
We're not allowed. We have to go do this 4-mile loop to Dragon's Tooth and back to the car, because we're not going to cheat. That's why.
We would never sell ourselves short. About as soon as I said how nice and sunny the weather was, the sun went away and the clouds were back, and so was the wind. But it's actually working out because we're gaining a bit of vert now, so helping us stay a little cooler.
We made it up to Dragon's Tooth, and this is a jagged little spine to be clinging to as I'm filming this, but it is sweet.
We finally made it to the Dragon's Tooth, and I'd say we saved the best for last. This place is awesome.
Okay, we've descended down from Dragon's Tooth, which was the highlight of this entire trail. This trail ended up being really, really cool. This is just like all around good hiking. There was really never like any of those classic slogs where you're just in the trees for a long amount of time. really keeps you up on the ridges. And then when you do come down from the ridges, you're in those open fields. And then couple that with the nice features along the way. And yeah, it's just some prime East Coast Appalachian Trail backpacking. We hit the peak up there, Dragon's Tooth, at probably the best possible time we could have, because it is Saturday, and as we were descending, I think we've already seen like 15 or 16 people on their way up there. So the footage we got could have easily been ruined with a whole bunch of other people, but luckily we had it to ourselves for just a little bit. So all that's left to do is descend a couple miles back to the car, and we will have completed every mile that we planned to do, which is a great feeling.
Yeah, it's a good feeling of relief and accomplishment to know that we got it all behind us and we're getting out of here at a good time.
That Spelunkers is gonna hit extra good today.
That I need Spelunkers.
Got to get like